G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
There we go. Welcome back. eSIMstudios, a YouTube channel. Live stream Saturday edition, special Saturday edition. Today is March 28th, 2026. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday, good start to the weekend. Hope everybody had an excellent week. Was going to do a live stream yesterday, got too busy, and here we are today. So I'm going to try to do them a little earlier than I normally do these last few weeks. I think we've been going live, I don't know, later in the evenings, 6, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to try to do them at the latest 4. So I think you'll try and see moving forward. Now, look, is every single one going to be 2:30? No. But here's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try, excuse me. I'm going to try and schedule daily live streams. Now, they may not be an hour long every day, maybe 30 minutes, but at least just to discuss the tech news of the day, what's going on, see how y'all are doing. But I'm going to try to schedule them around, 3, maybe 4 p.m. Central Standard Time every day. And if there's a day where I can't go live, sure, there will be a day where I can't go live, 7 days a week, but I'm going to try to do every day. I'm going to really put some effort into it this time. I know I've said that in the past. And for those of y'all that are unfamiliar, the YouTube channel is growing drastically. The eSIMstudios YouTube channel. I'm going to put a community post out. I was just putting it together right now, or a little while ago. Show you some statistics of the channel. It's amazing. I'm like, holy crap. I'm trying to transition to full-time YouTuber. I'm kind of like part-time, honestly. And what I'm doing is my online work, my online business. And I'm trying to transition to YouTube full-time. Maybe, may not be tomorrow, right? But maybe 6 months from now, a year from now, I might go full-time YouTube. So you can probably expect little better quality videos. I don't hire editors. It's just me. So, I know, look, I'm not trying to make a movie over here. Are they going to be produced and or edited as good as MKBHD? No. But look at Flossie Carter. He just shoots and does his reviews in one take, right? And uploads it. And so you don't have to go that route where you make it visually stunning. But, I think I can improve a little bit. I think I owe it to the channel to improve a little bit, right? So, I don't know. I've been looking into hiring video editors for some stuff, not every video, but you will be surprised. I'm going to upload that. I'll do a community post, and that'll be shown on YouTube. And if you don't follow me or eSIMstudios on social media, I think I have linked down below all these socials. There's a couple of personal accounts, like Facebook is my personal, so it'll say Taylor Bell, it won't say eSIMstudios. But on Instagram, it's eSIMstudios. On Twitter, it's eSIMstudios. But follow me on the social media front down below if you have social media. Because here's the thing, I post some cool videos like on Facebook and Instagram that I cannot post on YouTube because of copyright issues. Videos that have background music that'll get flagged on YouTube, I throw those on Instagram and Facebook. Pretty cool. I will admit, I like doing that stuff a lot. So it just sucks YouTube. I get flagged for that and I can't upload it. In fact, they'll block it. Like, I'll publish it. It'll be live. You'll be able to watch it if you catch it in the first minute or two of me uploading it. But if anything past 5 minutes, they block it automatically because I add music to it. So anyways, what we're going to talk about today is Samsung admits the S26 Ultra display is trash. Now, I already see a comment here. We're going to get into the S26 Ultra display. We're going to get into, I think there's some new OnePlus news that we'll get into. I've been called a liar, that it's false. OnePlus has denied the claims of shutting down. I know. And what else are we gonna get into? I think y'all want some cases. I mean, I'm trying to give these cases away, so I might just say, hey, if you want this, email me and I'll send it to you. But I have a OnePlus 15 case that I'm gonna give away. I have S26 Ultra cases that I'm gonna give away. I even have S25 Ultra cases if you want those. So maybe towards the end here, we'll try and we'll try and get those away. I do have news. The Nothing Phone 4A Pro was shipped. It was shipped yesterday. I purchased one from Nothing. Um, it'll be here. It'll ship. I think it'll start moving on Sunday night. I pay for overnight shipping, so it should be here Tuesday. Now, normally I don't do, kind of moved away from doing unboxings, but I'm going to do an unboxing for this Nothing Phone 4A Pro. It looks that good. I'm going to do an unboxing, and I also got the Nothing Buds. What are they called? Nothing Ear 3. It's their top of the line. So if you purchase a phone from Nothing, they give you a $100 coupon voucher discount code. And so since I purchased the 4A Pro from Nothing, I got that discount code, and then I immediately ordered their top of the line earbuds. So I have not tried those. I've tried the CMF buds that I actually reviewed here on the channel a year or two ago. Those are mid-range earbuds. You know, I think they'll compete against like JLab. They're 20, 30 bucks, whatever. These, what are they called? The Nothing Ear 3. These are top of the line. These are their best of the best earbuds. So I'm happy to pair the Nothing Phone 4A Pro with their top of the line earbuds. I'm actually going to put my main SIM in the Nothing Phone 4A Pro, and I'm going to use my S26 Ultra as my YouTube phone, meaning like content creation phone. I'm going to use it for shooting videos, editing videos, whatever, right? Making thumbnails, and use the Nothing Phone for my main SIM for calling, texting, family, friends, all that stuff. So, getting back to Samsung. So, yes, Baylor 3894, you are correct. And so let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to pull this article up. I'll be, like usual, not prepared. But let me pull this article up. I got to start Chrome here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let me move this browser over here in front of me. Let's see. There was a good article. Let's see. If I can find it. Or I guess I can just Google it. Sorry about this. Come on, come on. Come on. Oh boy. Yo, did they take it down? Maybe they took it down. You gotta be kidding me. Let's see. Here we go. I found it. Sorry. Okay, so let me share the screen here, and I will address the issue. Maybe not. Let's see. Well, I'm definitely gonna address it, but I want to get your point of view because from Baylor 3894, I want to kind of discuss both sides, right? Let's see. All right. So there's a good article here. I'm going to link this down below when this is done. If you want to get a little more info, a little more in depth, I'll link these to my description after the show is done. So come back once we're done here in a little bit. Come back on the show. Go down in the description box. Links will be there. So good article on Sammy fans. The Galaxy S26 Ultra display issues get Samsung's attention. A fix is rolling out soon. So all this talk, all these claims that the display sucks on the S26 Ultra have caught Samsung's attention. And they apparently are going to make an attempt to fix whatever the issue is. So officially, an S26 Ultra owner submitted a bug report through official means. In recent development, the user Anthony Hershko received an update from Samsung promising that fixes and improvements for the S26 display issues are coming soon. So there was a moderator in the Samsung Threads website of the US community acknowledged the problems. A Samsung employee with the S26 Ultra display. That response also signaled that an investigation is being conducted. An investigation. So why didn't they look into this before the device was released? I think everybody at Samsung probably was blown away by the privacy shade, by the privacy display, that they just overlooked everything else. So let's talk about this. So Baylor 3894 says the display looks really good to me. I don't know what everybody else is seeing. I'm going to give you my personal opinion, and then we'll move into kind of the sentiment of the community. So I don't have an issue with the display. I just don't. Like, is it nice? Yes. Is it a AMOLED, nice beautiful colors? Yes. However, when I use my S25 Ultra, I was just on it yesterday and this morning, there is a difference. There is a difference. I think the display on here is better. I'm just going to be honest. I think it's better. Now, that doesn't mean that the display, that does not mean that the display on the S26 Ultra is trash. It doesn't mean. They can both still have phenomenal displays. It's possible. It's just the S26 Ultra is not quite as good as the S25 Ultra. Now, that's probably because of the way the construction of this new privacy display was built. There is a difference. Now, I don't know if Baylor 3894, I don't know if you have an S25 Ultra. A lot of people that have an S25 Ultra did not upgrade to the S26 Ultra. A lot of upgrades to this S26 Ultra are from people that have an S24 Ultra or S23 Ultra, S22. A ton of people I saw upgraded that have an S22 and under, meaning an S22, S21, S20, and even Note 20. Samsung was giving enormous trade-in deals for Note 20 Ultras. I mean, they were giving you like quadruple the amount of what you could sell that Note 20 Ultra for on Facebook Marketplace or Swappa. So it was basically a no-brainer. But if the S25 Ultras, if you're sticking with the S25 Ultra, you really wouldn't know the difference, right? Of the display. So upgrading from a 3 or 4 year old phone to the S26 Ultra, Wow, yeah, that display looks probably better than a Note 20 Ultra or S21, S22. But and you're gonna be like, wow, it's a nice display. Yeah, but if you have an S25 Ultra and you go up to the S26 Ultra, look, and honestly, I can't really put my finger on it. I can't tell you exactly what looks different. I can kind of say, well, it has like the colors might not be as vibrant as the S25 Ultra. The sharpness may not be as sharp as the S25 Ultra. Now, that's for a reason. Like, we have an explanation for that. It's because of the way they've manufactured the pixels on the actual display, right? Remember, they have to have regular pixels with cone pixels. The cone pixels are used for the privacy display, where it emits the colors upward, kind of like in a cone. Like if you shine a flashlight at night up into the sky, it's only going to shine upwards, where the regular pixels shine outwards. So it kind of messes with the display. But that's one. That's one. That's the only thing I can think of. Now, some people say the colors aren't accurate. I think the colors are pretty accurate. And look, everybody's going to be different. Again, what affects me might not affect you, vice versa, or what you think is wrong with it may not be the same thing what I think is wrong with it. But what the two most things that people are saying online that they have an issue with this S26 Ultra is the flickering and distortion. Now, the flickering is due to PWM management. They haven't, Samsung has not addressed PWM for years. OnePlus typically is the very best phone. If eye strain is a big deal for you, you get headaches whenever you switch to a new phone, especially this S26 Ultra, you might want to get a OnePlus 15. They're typically the very best with PWM management. Samsung has yet to address this, and they're going to attempt to in this so-called display fix in this upcoming update. The other issue is distortion that people are talking about. Now, distortion, I don't really know what they're talking about. I'm guessing they're talking about the pixels, the cone pixels, the regular pixels due to the privacy display. I think that's what they're talking about. I don't really know. The other thing is the anti-reflection sucks this year. It took a big step back from the S25 Ultra. Now an update's not going to fix that. That's a hardware issue thing. And to be honest with you, I don't know what they can fix with an update. Yeah, I think they might be able to tamper with the flickering a little bit. They might be able to adjust that a tiny bit. But the distortion, that seems like a hardware issue because of the pixels, right? So I'm not really sure what they can address, but they said they are. Now, what we don't know is when this update is going to hit. I don't know if this is going to come at the beginning of April here in a week. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be in a month from now when we start rolling into May, June, July. I have no clue. They just said they're going to address it and they're going to issue an update soon. So, I don't know. But they've acknowledged that it might not be as refined as last year's flagship. So at least they've admitted there's a problem, right? That's generally the first step, is admitting you have a problem, right? So they admitted it, and we will see where this goes. I know a lot of people that did not upgrade to the S26 Ultra. This is specifically why, because of the display. Again, I'm going to put it out there. I don't necessarily have an issue with it. I'm lucky. I don't have eye strain. It doesn't give me headaches. I use my phone all the time, right? I use it for business and YouTube. And I've made the switch to the S26 Ultra. I think this is my second week now with my main SIM in here. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me. And I think it's a good display. But if I had a choice, the perfect phone, I would do away with the privacy display. I don't use it. I don't need it. And I would put the S25 Ultra display on the S26 Ultra. I want that anti-reflection. And I think it's slightly more vivid colors. Slightly. I may try and do a video about it to show you a comparison between the two after this is done. But I don't think, I think it's something you have to see with the naked eye. And again, y'all are probably going to call me crazy, right? Some will and some won't. It's one of those things where it's like, you may think there's no difference and I may see a little difference. Everybody's going to be a little bit different, but in my personal opinion, I don't have a problem with the S26 Ultra. However, I think the S25 Ultra has a little better display. No, they shipped it. I got an email last night that it has been shipped, although I checked the tracking about an hour ago and it hasn't moved. So I think it'll start moving. The Nothing Phone 4a Pro will start moving on Monday. I paid for overnight shipping, so it should be here Tuesday. Wednesday at the latest, but I did pay for overnight shipping, so it should be here Tuesday. And I also ordered the Nothing Ear 3, their top of the line earbuds as well, so we'll get those paired together. What is going on? Appreciate you joining us today. Thank you. Hello, Rammer Jammer. What's up, brother? These are these RAM prices also hiking up the phone prices? Yes. And here's the thing: it might not be this flagship. It may be, well, if you buy a flagship phone this year, probably definitely next year. Usually it takes a little while for this stuff to get into motion as far as price hiking, but yeah, it's definitely in motion now. You're starting to see some companies take drastic measures to try and do what they can as far as the RAM management. I know Apple has been already hammering out a deal in negotiations with Samsung to hammer out a long-term pricing deal, so the future fluctuation in memory costs won't affect them. I think they signed a deal with Samsung for 3 years for memory for 3 flagship phones moving forward. So for the iPhone 18, 19, and 20, their RAM prices should be locked in, loaded. What's going on, man? You're gonna wait for the Pixel 11 Pro XL, new powerful GPU, and new modem, MediaTek. Yeah, I was gonna discuss that probably in a later video, but yeah, I think that's probably a good option. They are, from what I hear, they are going to, if not switch to a Samsung GPU, they're going to switch to a new Immortals a new Immortals GPU with Samsung technology in it. So I'm glad to hear that they're trying to take their inadequacies and their weaknesses and try to improve upon that. So yeah, I think they're going to make a real attempt at improving that GPU. It's pretty bad right now. And also a new modem as well. The Snapdragon modems are freaking awesome. They're phenomenal. Strong, powerful signal from any carrier. And it's time to move on to MediaTek. The old Samsung Exynos modems aren't cutting it, right? And MediaTek makes phenomenal modems. Yeah, I know. Is Samsung just saying that to ease of everybody's, outrage a little bit? Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, right? Oh, look, we know there's a problem. We're looking into it, and we will issue an update to address those issues, right? And then you get the, it may be all placebo effect, right? Like, oh, this is the update that fixes the display. Let me hurry up and download it. You reboot it, and you're like, yeah, I think it improved it. Samsung's over there like, not Samsung. Every company does that to some extent, right? I mean, that's nothing new. Will it fix it? Will it not? I have no clue. And yeah, and again, I don't know if they look. To be honest with you, where is it? Where are the issues that they said here that they were going to address? Flickering and distortion, right here. Let me highlight it. Flickering and distortion were going to be attempted to be fixed. And again, honestly, I think you can, with the flickering, I think that may be slightly adjustable. Maybe, right? The display gets power. You can kind of tweak it, possibly. But distortion, I don't know. I don't think you can tweak that because that's a hardware issue again with those pixels, the privacy shade pixels, privacy display pixels that are in the cone environment, and then you have the regular pixels. Where on the S25 Ultra, you just have regular badass pixels, right? It's like we were so looking forward to this display, this new M14 OLED panel. I've been talking about it for like 2 years. And I didn't know they were putting a privacy shade in there. I didn't know they were putting modified cone pixels in there. I thought it was just going to be regular old display. And then when you heard about this privacy shade, you're like, wow, that is badass. How'd they do it? We have no clue. And then we find out how they do it. And they're like, well, now you see that the downside of that is it's, I guess, enables some quote unquote distortion. It's just not, it's hard to put a finger on. And I don't want to be rambling, but I think some of you know what I'm getting at. And again, does the display suck? No. Right? It's actually a pretty good display, but is it as good as the S25 Ultra? I personally don't believe so. You just got the OnePlus 15. Nice. The screen in comparison to the S25 Ultra is not black when off. The reflection is huge, especially when you have dark content to watch. It's a huge difference. Yeah, the S25 Ultra screen, and look, in the display, the screen, the glass with the anti-reflection is awesome. And the AMOLED display that sits under it is a 2-year-old display that's on the S25 Ultra. That's why we were looking so forward to this S26 Ultra. I thought you were going to get I thought you were going to get anti-reflection 3.0 and freaking this badass AMOLED display. But it turns out privacy shade screwed up everything. So, yeah, no, the OnePlus 15 has a really good display as well. I just wish more companies would implement anti-reflection. It's and Apple's attempt at it. I'll give the Apple credit for attempting it. But it's just not as good as Samsung. Well, it's not as good as the S25 Ultra. It's probably on the same level as the S26 Ultra now because that took a step back. But the anti-reflection on the S25 Ultra, pretty badass. But I wish OnePlus would, well, I guess they're not going to do that anymore, are they? But more companies would implement anti-reflection. You don't understand why the S26 Ultra has that little milky touch. The screen is not that clear like the S25 Ultra, and the blacks are not that beautiful black like on the S25 Ultra. Damn Samsung. Yeah, I think I basically, I don't want to repeat myself, but everything I said in the last 15 minutes addresses your comment. I think that exactly puts everything in perspective and kind of encapsulates what I was talking about. You can blame the privacy display. It screwed everything up. Let's see. Can you please tell me about the ergonomics on the new S26 Ultra in comparison to the S25 Ultra? People say rounder corners and slimmer, it feels better or smaller. Yeah, so what I can tell you in regards to this S26 Ultra compared to the S25 Ultra, it's nicer. It's much nicer to hold. It weighs less. It's thinner, it's lighter, and in my opinion, the ergonomics, it's a little more rounded corners, as you can see there. Whoops, let me straighten them up. Much more rounded corners. It's thinner and lighter. It feels better. I picked up a Pixel 10 Pro XL yesterday, and it felt like I was picking up a brick, a literal brick. The Pixel 10 Pro XL is one of the heavier phones you'll find. The iPhone 17 Pro Max, one of the heavier phones you will find. The S26 Ultra, pretty light. Now, is it like the S25 Edge? No, that S25 Edge is like picking up a piece of paper. However, it's much nicer to hold, much nicer to hold in the hand. It's much nicer to pick up now. So this could have been like an all-time great if they just didn't screw up the display. It has a phenomenal CPU, GPU. Cameras seem a little better, but look, Samsung's never been known for having the best cameras. I think what did DxO mark? I think they listed it because I was looking up the Oppo Find X9 Pro the other day when we got news that they were going to sell them here in the US. And I was like, damn, I wonder where the S26 Ultra is rated at. They have the S26 Ultra at like number 25 or 24 in the world. It's like, really? So, look, the cameras are, it'll do type of camera, but you're not going to be blown away by this camera. They supposedly let 30% more light in the sensor. I put a video out. Of course, it was in the middle of the day, so you're going to have bright light in any picture. So maybe I need to do a photo. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do a photo comparison between the S25 Ultra and S26 Ultra in low light conditions. So it may look a little better in low light conditions. But if they just didn't jack up this display, and I say that kind of tongue in cheek, right? It's not bad, but it's just not as good as this. But if it had this display on this phone, they would have hit a home run. Now I know their sales are very good with this, but in my opinion, this display is a little better. But it's a good phone. I'm not saying don't buy it. Certainly purchase it. I'm using it as my main phone, and I'm going to be keeping it in the rotation until my Nothing Phone 4a Pro gets here. But you know, you have the S21 FE and S26 Ultra. The display of the S21 FE looks better to you. More vivid colors and more enjoyable. Interesting. Well, when's the last time I had an FE? I had a, it's weird. Some phones are like that. I've had so many phones, I can't put my finger on. I want to say it was like a mid-range phone, but it had like one of the most beautiful AMOLED displays on it I think I've ever seen. This is a couple years, and I'm not going to be able to pinpoint it, but I remember thinking that. I was like, how does it might have been the OnePlus 13R. I can't remember, but I was like, how does a $500 phone, to me, look better than the latest flagship phone? I was kind of blown away. I was like, wow, this thing looks freaking awesome. Oh, appreciate it. $5 donation. Masha and Roll 507. Are you sticking with the OnePlus 15 long term if they officially announce wrapping up in all US sales? I feel they won't put much effort into new features, etc. I'm going to stick with mine. I don't have any, I'm not, I don't have a time frame for when I'm going to sell it. I'm going to stick with mine for a while. It's a very good phone. I've been asked that. Should I still buy it? Or, hey, I have it. Should I sell it? And I've always answered. Yeah, I need to turn on my volume. I've always answered. I have always answered, yes, buy it, keep it, enjoy it. It's a fantastic phone. Don't let this and just when the time comes, whenever you're going to upgrade in a year from now, if the S27 Ultra comes out in a year and you really like that one, then get that. But don't, I think I made that mistake of when that news came out in like 2 months ago when they were dismantling. I made the mistake of selling mine real quick because I was like, oh crap, that's it. Such a good phone. I went and bought another one. So I'm going to hold on to it. That's interesting. Legally, by law, they still have to update the phone. They still have to honor their commitment to whatever they said that, what was it? 4 years, 5 years of software updates. I think it was 5 years software updates, 6 years of security patches, whatever it is. They have to honor that legally. They've signed a commitment. They've signed terms with Google. So they will do that. But that you bring up a good question. But what about new features, right? They can issue a security patch all day and just implement that update, that security update in the kernel and push it out. But are they going to bring new features, right? Like into Oxygen OS, because there will be no Oxygen OS. It's going to be Color OS moving forward. So that's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to think, were there other phone companies in that same predicament where where they've scaled back and or shut down but still issued updates. In those updates, were there any new features, any new theming features, icons? I don't know. I'm gonna look into that when this is over because you bring up a very good point that I have never even thought of. I've always thought of the updates. Are they gonna are they still gonna update it? Right? The answer is yes, but are they gonna bring any new features in those updates? I have not thought about. So you bring up a really good point. LG, yeah, okay. LG. Who else? I'm going to look into that when this is over. I appreciate that question. You bring up a really, really, really good point. And again, oh, what was the OnePlus news? Let's move on to that because I got to get out of here soon. Let's see. What was it? Something to do with their India. Let's see. Hang on one second. Hang on one second. I'm such an idiot. Okay, check this out. I'll edit that out. OnePlus is shutting down retail locations and they're going to online only. All right. I was saying before y'all notified me I was muted. Um, Sometimes when I'm driving around town and I see there's always one or two stores that I look at. If you know, and I'm sure some of you do, if you know how expensive retail locations are just in rent alone, it would blow your mind. These couple spots that I look at every now and then when I drive by, there's nobody outside. There's no cars parked outside. They are never busy. And they've been there for years. And I'm like, how do they pay rent? Like some of these retail locations, their rent is like $10, $15, $20,000 a month. And that's just in rent, let alone bills, electric, water, some of that's included in the rent. But they have employees, insurance. Like, it is insane. I'm like, there is no way this retail spot I always look at pulls in like 15 or 20 grand a month in revenue. No way. How do they afford staying there? I don't understand how some of these businesses stay in business, right? That's what I'm trying to get at. Well, OnePlus is pulling retail locations. So again, for the people that think I'm spreading misinformation, I'm not. And this, if you just do a little homework, you would see what is going on. I've still been, I still, as of last night, been called a liar. Been called you're spreading misinformation. OnePlus said that they denied the rumor. They're not shutting down. I'm like, are you talking about the news that came out like 2 months ago? Yeah, they denied that. They're supposed to deny that because they're still selling phones. Why would they deny? Oh yeah, we're closing down. You know, they're still trying to move the OnePlus 15 devices. They're still trying to sell. So of course they're not going to admit it. But if you look at the fine print, if you read between the lines, they're obviously closing shop. And the OnePlus CEO in India stepped down. They're closing retail locations, right? The news came out, an insider, they're only going to sell budget phones in India and flagship phones in China, and that's it. So I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but here's just another example of they're headed that direction, right? But I'm still going to say I'm still keeping the OnePlus 15. I think it's a phenomenal device, and legally they're still supposed to update it. But I'll look into the features and see if we can expect them to bring features. I don't know about that. I think that's kind of pushing it. You know why? Because I guarantee you they're probably getting rid of developers as well. Developers are some of the most minus like some executives that make a pretty good salary. Developers make probably more than anybody at these companies. They're that important. The developers is who makes these features, right? And the operating system. So if you're getting rid of a bunch of developers to cut back on costs, or you're closing down, well, they might not bring features. In fact, I've heard that Oppo will be handling all OnePlus operating system updates moving forward. So now that I think about it, they probably won't provide features. It's probably just going to be software patches, security patches, and that's probably it. Because the new OnePlus, the flagship OnePluses that they're going to sell in China, they're going to be on ColorOS, and all the United States OnePlus devices run on obviously OxygenOS. So I doubt, now that I think about it a little more, probably not going to be pushing out many. Well, I shouldn't say zero features. There may be one or two, just to throw us a bone here or there. But it's not going to be. It's not going to be like it was, this time last year. I don't think so. I think that's asking too much. I think they're just going to fulfill their obligations. So their update obligations by law. I think that they will fulfill those, but I don't expect to see many features. But you got to deal with it. There's Oppo that we can switch to. So, but I'm interested to see the Oppo devices. They said they're coming April, so very interested to see some Oppo devices. What's going on, Daniel? I imagine they won't have much new features, but we'll have security updates. Yeah, I think you beat me to it. I see this comment was posted a few minutes ago. You beat me to it, but I think you're right. I think there's not going to be many features in these updates. It'll just be security. V60, damn, I remember that phone. They kept their promise, and they had, oh wow. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna make a note of that and look into that here when we get done here. Oh, let's do a case review. I mean, a case review. Let's do some giveaways because I need to get out of here. The V60, LG V60. Damn it. I wrote on the wrong piece of paper. Oh well. OnePlus 15 cameras are the worst cameras in OnePlus maybe ever. The worst, I don't know. I thought they were decent. That's all up for debate. You may be right. May not. There are rumors about the price of the new Vivo and Oppo. Whoa, $2,000? Holy crap. $2,000? I hope you're wrong. That would suck. That's what I said on the other live stream about Oppo. I was like, it's great that they're coming, but what if they hit us with like a $2,000 price tag? Like, that would suck. I think they need to bring. I think they need to hit the sweet spot. I think that's honestly. I think that's too much. I think they need to stick around current flagships. It would be great if they could stick around the OnePlus flagship price of right around about 1,000, right? But two, that seems a little too much. OnePlus 15 worse than Galaxy A54 cameras. Maybe. I haven't had an A54. I've never had an A series. The only Samsung I've ever had are their flagship Galaxy. I don't. I've never had the never had the A series. I had one FE, and this was years ago. I think it was like, I don't know, S21 or F20 S22 FE. I hated it so much. I promised that I would never buy a mid-range or. But it was just me. Right, and it's probably because I've used the Galaxy flagship line for so long. When I bumped down, it was real stuttery. Maybe they fixed it by now. I have no clue. It was real stuttery. Operating system felt super heavy, but whatever. They're decent phones, from what I hear. If you just need a phone, the A54, pretty decent. But so who has? Let me get out of here. Who has? Let's do this. I have S26 Ultra, S25 Ultra, and OnePlus 15 cases. Does anybody need a case? Because I'll just send them to you. All right. Let's do this. I won't do the giveaway like we traditionally do it. Let me just put this out here. If you want a case, S26 Ultra, a S25 Ultra, or a OnePlus 15 case, email me, eSIMstudios at gmail.com. I'll get your shipping information and I'll just ship it to you. How about that? I'm trying to get rid of some stuff, so I'll pay for all the shipping. Let's do, how about this? Since I promised you a giveaway, you're good. Okay. Do any of y'all want to do a Amazon gift card giveaway, excluding Daniel? What else do I have? I'm going to do a review for this weekend, and then we can do this giveaway. What is this? A tracking card. I'm going to review this weekend, and then we'll do this giveaway. Yeah, I got to get out of here. Let's do a giveaway real quick. Put hashtag gift. And I'll get it set up. God, I'm signed into so many Chrome accounts. Let's see. All right, here we go. Jeez Louise, there we go. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. And we'll do an Amazon gift card for those of y'all, or for whoever wins. And again, if you want an S26 Ultra, S25 Ultra, or OnePlus 15 case, email me. I'd be more than happy to ship one to you for free. All right. OA Crisis SF3TR, congratulations. You're the lucky winner. I think that you're a new winner and possibly a new viewer. So congratulations. Email me, eSIMstudios at gmail.com. I have all my contact information down below. and I'll get you a Cash App, Amazon gift card, whichever one you want. It's up to you. Email me, contact me. I'll get with you behind the scenes, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We have many more giveaways to come, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace. Hope everybody has a good afternoon.